Indiana Outdoor Adventures TV show is coming on, and don't you know they've got a new adventure planned just for you. You'll be wishing you were in the Indiana outdoors too. It may be hunting, could be fishing, or keeping alive some old tradition from the days of long ago. Well, head on out, without a doubt, with us you can go on the Indiana Outdoor Adventures TV show.
Welcome to Indiana Outdoor Adventures. We're in a unique area, one of Indiana's state nature preserves, the Portland Arch Nature Preserve. Now, this arch that we're standing in is an incredible geologic formation. We've got this sandstone bedrock that goes dozens and dozens of feet higher than where we are now, that over time, water has eroded away through this wall of sandstone and created a very unique arch. We're in a nature preserve that we just happened to stumble across driving through Fountain County. Now, I've always heard of the Portland Arch, but this is the first chance I've had to actually come out and see it. The trail, it's kind of a cold day in March. We had a little snow last night, but what a great way to get out into the woods to beat that cabin fever. Now, while we're out here in northern Indiana, we want to take the opportunity to introduce you to one of our new pro staff members. John Heingartner is from Fort Wayne, Indiana. John's got a background in hunting and fishing and trapping, and John's got a hunt he wants to share with us today. We're going to go on a deer reduction hunt at Pokagon State Park. And following that hunt, you know, we always want to take advantage of every opportunity that harvesting a big game animal offers to us. So John's going to take us to his kitchen, where he's going to share the how-tos on how to prepare venison heart. So stay tuned for some exciting hunting action, and then we'll be back with a little bit of some fun in the kitchen so that you're ready for your next deer season with a new recipe to try. From Fountain County, Indiana, and under the Portland Arch to across Indiana, welcome to Indiana Outdoor Adventures.
Good morning, everybody. It's Monday morning, December 2nd. I'm getting my stuff loaded up that I need to finish getting loaded up in the Jeep, and I'm heading up for my 5th try at an Indiana State Park hunt up at Pokagon State Park. So let me get my stuff loaded up and I'll catch you back in the Jeep. Well, shooting light is almost upon us, and with the crisp air and the fog, it is looking like it's going to be a great morning. Well, I've got a little friend in the tree right next to me that's making everybody in the woods aware of my presence. This is my setup for today. I'm set up in a deep ravine right at the bottom. I'm expecting the deer to come down the ravine to the east of me and then travel down through the center. A little bit before 8 o'clock, I heard a deer up above me, so I decided to get the can call and grunt call out and simulate a buck chasing a doe. And boy, did that work. Here comes a buck charging down the hill. It's coming down the hill.
Well, it's been 2 hours since I shot that buck. I saw one other deer way over here, and it took off running. I'm not sure, it might have been a coyote. Anyway, he sits right there. I'm gonna get down. I'll explain the shot here in a little bit, but boy, he didn't. My first park deer. Ooh. I I keep thinking deer are gonna filter in here, but I gotta get him field dressed, and I got a long haul to get him out of here. Let me show you the hill. That's the hill I gotta take him up. So I'm not used to dragging him out on a cart. I got a four-wheeler. So I'm gonna earn this one.
Well, got this nice looking 10-pointer here at the Pokagon Park hunt today. Came in right about 5 minutes to 8. I called and grunted like a buck chasing a doe, and he come flying down the hill. And he came right down the path that I walked in on, and on the bottom of my boots I put the Harmon Deer Herd, or the Herd Blend stick. And guys, like I tell you, I use the interdigital. I use that for cover scent, and when you're calling like a deer and they're directly downwind of you, like this guy was, he came directly downwind of me. They smell another deer, they hear another deer, they're going to come in. He come charging in. I shot him at 28 yards. Had to shoot him left-handed. I'm right-handed, but I'm actually left-eye dominant. Well, I got a lot of work to get done here because I showed you that hill. Whew. I'm going to be a tired puppy when I get this back to the Jeep, but I'll catch you back for a wrap-up later on. The official weigh-in at home, 165, maybe 166, 165, right on the nose. Today, from the moment the sun started to come up, it just felt like one of those days that it's quiet, it's crisp, you got a little fog. It just felt like a good day. And part of the reason I was successful is because the people there at Pokagon, I want to thank them from the top down. Everybody there at that park is cordial and helpful, and what a bunch of great professionals they have that are working there at Pokagon Park. And I want to thank them for helping me, and they're part of the success. And even after I was successful, they helped me get the deer out of the field. I got looking at that hill and I thought, man, it's a lot steeper than I really anticipated and really thought it was. And I called up to the office and I asked if there was anybody that might be able to come out and help me. They sent out two young girls or young ladies, I should say, that just graduated college. And even though they were little tiny, little petite things, boy, they had some muscles. They got that deer. They helped me get it up the hill. And once we were on top of the hill, they just took off with the deer and took it right back to my Jeep. And I want to thank them. And I couldn't have done it without you, and I appreciate your help. And I appreciate everybody there at State Park, and I just want to thank you once again for your help. These deer reductions are very vital to the habitat and the health of the herd. And we need to, as hunters and conservationists, we need to participate in them and do everything we can to help be successful at them and help keep the deer numbers in check so the habitat stays in check and the deer herd stays healthy. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. As always, take care, be safe. Most of all, have fun. A lot of people that deer hunt, we get the standard butchering of a deer. We go out and get the back straps, the rounds, hamburger. Some of us get summer sausage, jerky, snack sticks. There's a part of a deer that most hunters overlook, and that is the heart. The heart, if prepared right, can be one of the best cuts of meat out of the deer. And today, I want to show you my favorite way to prepare heart. Well, the first thing we need is a heart. How are we going to cook a heart if we don't have one? So what I have here is a heart off of one of the does that I harvested last year. Pretty decent sized doe. She was 4-year-old, so you can tell by the size of the heart. And I want to show you how we can take this, trim it, cut it down, and make it into a heart steak sandwich. So let's get ready. First thing you're going to need is your heart, cutting board, a towel, a good sharp knife, and I always like to have something to drink. Okay, so we've got our deer heart. And as you can tell, it's just a muscle, just like any other piece of muscle on the deer. Contrary to liver, I'll show you how we can prepare deer liver also, but I like to make this is one of my favorite things to do. And what you want to do is you want to cut this heart down. And as anybody knows from biology class, the heart has some chambers, so we want to trim it up. When you have the deer out in the field, you can take the heart out and the heart will come in a sack. And what I do is I don't take that sack that's around the heart off. Actually, when I get done cleaning, I wear the glove. I wear one full sleeve glove. I'll grab the heart and roll that down over it, and then I'll take it and bring it home with me, and I'll rinse it out, and then I'll freeze it. We just want to cut off all the white fat and any other connective tissue, just like we would if we're preparing any other steak. So we got to cut down. Okay, now I'm going to come in here. This is what I do. You'll just want to cut it basically in two. Okay. 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 Some of you out there that prepare beef heart might tell me maybe I'm doing something wrong, but this is the way I do it. Cut out all the extra. And once you got it, you see here, guys, that's a big chunk of, that's all muscle. This is no different than a tenderloin or a steak. So I like to trim all my meat up so there's no fat or no connective tissue on it. I think it just makes for a better piece of meat. Some of the problems I think we hear, a lot of people that I fixed meals for up at the lake tell me, wow, this deer meat tastes different than what I've had before. And I think some of that is the fact that I trim my meat up real well. I don't like to have a lot of extra stuff on there. So any fat, it's not like a deer is not like a cow. We don't want the fat kind of contains to what I believe all the kind of gamey taste we have. So come out here and trim all that up. That'll leave us just with some great looking, very lean meat. Okay. So here's what we have, guys. Inside the heart, there is a little bit of connective tissue that lines the chambers. We're just going to cut that off. You know, I mean, some people might think I waste some, but you know, it ends up making for a better product. It's not, when you look at what you take off, really isn't that much. Okay. All right, and then I'll just cut those in a section like this. Same with this. We're going to come in here, cut that off. Like I said, basically, well, not basically, this is just, the heart is just a piece of muscle. Cut those out. Now, you can either use your tenderizer to pound it out, and unfortunately, I'm going to be honest with you, I normally do that. I put it in a bag. I'll tell you why, so it doesn't splatter around and you can get it out, but my tenderizer broke. I broke it last week, and I didn't think about it till we got ready to film today, so another thing you use is anything, but I'm going to use a big can of beef. We're going to smash this thing out, just like you would, pound it out, flip it over. Keep it in the baggie. That just keeps it from spreading out. There we go. We've taken that piece of meat and pounded it out flat. I'm going to do that to all these, and we'll get back here in a minute, and then we'll get ready to cook them. First things first, I love to cook in black iron skillets and with butter. I mean, butter makes everything taste better. What I'm going to do is get me some butter in here and get it going, and then turn it down to about medium. Turn it on high just for a minute, just so you start to see that foam up. Now, here's how I do my heart for this steak sandwich, heart steak sandwich. I get about a cup of flour and about equal parts breadcrumbs. Okay? Then I like to take whatever seasoning you like. If you just like regular seasoned salt, or I like a little spice, so this is a Creole seasoning salt. I'll go ahead and put pretty liberal amount in there of that. And then kick it up a little more notch, a little black pepper. And you guys can put whatever kind of breading you want, but this is what I do. So let me get that all mixed up real good. I don't do an egg bath, I don't do anything. I just let the heart with its natural juices kind of soak up the breading. So what we've done, we've pounded them out. I'm going to take them down in here, put them in. Get them nice and coated. You don't want too much breading. You want just enough so you get a nice amount of seasoning. Then we're going to put them right in our pan. Oh yeah, there we go. This is no different than making a cube steak. However, I think if you guys will give it a chance and save your hearts, I know it's kind of an overlooked piece of meat that we get, but you realize if you are like me and you take 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 deer a year, it actually adds up to quite a few amounts of meals. I like to make this sometimes when I'm coming back from turkey hunting in the spring, or out just after you get the deer and you get done butchering it. It's kind of like a victory meal. So we'll get these going, and they're going to need, just like any piece of steak that then, depending on what you want. I like mine just a medium rare. Well, these have been cooking for about 2 minutes now, so I'm going to want to probably flip them. But what I like to do is just take a gander at them, make sure they're lightly browned on the side before you flip them. A lot of times what I'll do is when I'm looking at my wild game, in a way not to overcook, because we all know you don't want to overcook wild game, especially deer meat, is when you start to see the blood coming up on the one side, when that starts to go a little clear, ready to flip them, we're right before that. Oh yeah, these are looking real good. We're going to flip these. I'm telling you guys, try this out. Deer heart is excellent. As you can see, that is a nice plate of meat. That came from one deer heart. One doe deer heart. That's enough to feed a couple guys, 3 guys probably, a sandwich each, or if you're hungry, you can eat it all yourself. And in fact, I didn't show you the entire thing. There's a few pieces more meat there. I just kind of knew what I'd make 2 batches of. Now, if you want to construct a sandwich from this, you can. If you want to eat them like, make some mashed potatoes up or whatever, and eat them just like you would a cube steak, you can. I like to make a sandwich out of them. And just whatever you like, if you're going to make a sandwich, I like Aunt Millie's wheat bread. And you can toast it if you want, or you don't have to. Now I'm going to construct a sandwich. What I like to do is, with the humps on the bread, lay my meat out so that it fits in between there, because I'll cut it in 2. Now, take a little bit of cheese, put it on there. Love cheddar cheese, so put it on there. Let it sit. Put our bread on top. Find our knife. I'm always losing something. Usually it's my sanity. Here we go, guys. Cut it. Take a bite. I'm going to tell you what, guys. It's not just me. I'm going to get William in here in a minute. If you throw that heart out, you're overlooking one of the best pieces of meat on that animal.
Welcome back to the show. We'd like to take a moment and talk about a national organization that's headquartered right here in Indiana, the National Predator Hunter Association. Now, the NPHA recently had a national meeting right here in Indiana, and predator hunters from all over the country came to Indiana to share their love of hunting of predators that include coyotes and bobcat and fox, and these guys do all kinds of hunting all over the country for predators. Now, who knew that the NPHA was right here in Indiana? We had a chance to have one of our pro staffers, Jeremy Robinson, head up to Fort Wayne. Actually, it was just outside of Fort Wayne for their national convention. So let's join Jeremy as he talks with a couple members, I think including the president of the NPHA, at their recent national convention.
Good afternoon. I'm Jeremy Robinson with the Indiana Outdoor Adventures. I'm here with Jason Bruce, from Corden, Indiana.
Good to meet you. Thanks for having me, Jeremy.
I appreciate you guys inviting us up, taking the time out of your day. Jason is the president
of the National Predator Hunters Association, yeah.
How long have you been?
We started in 2009. September 1 was our rollout date in 2009, so we just entered our, just finished our 4th year, trying to finish out our our 5th year running the NPHA, which was a long time in the making. I think our group came together, the staff that represents our board of directors and officers, all the same group of guys has been together since 2004, and it basically took us a long time to get our ducks in a row to get it going. And now that we're running it, we're kind of hitting our stride now. But
how many members do you have total?
We hover right around 900 to 1,000 is what we're pushing right now. It fluctuates throughout the year. Being that we started September 1, we took a big influx in the month of September when we started. And October is a big month for our events, our national convention and different events that we work across the country. So it seems like there's a 60-day window in there where we pick everybody up, and then there's a 60-day window where we lose a whole bunch that we have to regain. So big fluctuations in membership, but all part of the game. It's been a wild ride for the last 4 years.
What actually got you into predator hunting?
It was when I first started out at probably 13, 14 years old. It was just something to do between deer season. Seeing coyotes and hearing coyotes a little bit, and we were really just starting to get good numbers of them, and kind of got into predator hunting by way of having nothing else to do between this deer season and that crow season, and looking for groundhogs in the spring, and it was just a natural fit. But it didn't take long, and it became a passion that now deer hunting is kind of in the rear view. It's something I do when I have a little time and focus on predators otherwise.
Now, do you night hunt any at all, or do you?
Yeah, we night hunt quite a bit. Night hunting was actually something that I cursed many years ago that it was impossible to do in the Midwest. But we basically, you're busy. You got the wife and the kids and the family and the job and everything going on, and next thing you know, it's getting dark at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and there just isn't enough time to hunt anymore. So we started getting serious about night hunting, my partners and I, about 10 or 11 years ago. And have pushed pretty hard in night hunting and gotten a lot more successful with that. Coyotes are more active at night, and you just have more time in the winter. In the winter, it's majority of the hours of the day are dark. But they can be killed day or night. It's not exclusive to day or night hunting. It can all be done.
Jason, I appreciate your time and the tip that you gave me there. Maybe I'll put that to use. Exactly what all calls you have here with you?
So we have closed reed calls and open reed calls. Closed reed calls are used for distress sounds to imitate, let's say, a rabbit in distress sound. And open reed calls you can do that with as well. They usually take a little bit more practice to fine tune. You can do all your coyote vocalizations with your open reed calls. So your closed reed calls are going to sound, let's say a rabbit in distress, an animal in distress would be the sounds that you're trying to make. And then with an open reed call, you can do that as well. You're all kinds of different things where you do, let's say, a fawn bleat would be. You can do mouse chirps on it, rabbit, or your coyote vocalizations where you'd be.
Sounds really good. I appreciate your time today.
Absolutely.
I really do. I take it you didn't get to go out and hunt this morning
No,
because you got
sir.
set up your booth and stuff. And
I'm grateful to that. As hard as it was raining and as nasty a morning as it was out there, I was thankful to be in the warmth and dry of the building.